Hello everyone, I am Kartik Kamdar and I welcome you to our YouTube channel Experience Candles. And this is our CandEx series, that is Candid Exchange of Experience, where we invite guests from industry and academia to share their experiential learnings which can help you in your both professional and personal lives. And it will also help our mission of impacting people, especially students and early career professionals, through learning by sharing and learning by doing. Let me introduce the guest for today. The guest for today is having 10 plus years of experience in training and consultancy in the areas of Six Sigma, operational excellence, data analytics, statistical analysis, etc. He is a data analyst who help people to get analytical skills by providing the best training on various concepts such as machine learning, Python, R, Power BI, Tableau, SPSS, Minitab, Excel, etc. He is a Lean Six Sigma black belt, trainer and consultant for the operational excellence concepts such as Six Sigma, Lean, 5S, Kaizen, Kanban, TPM, TQM, SQC, SPC, etc. He has trained 11,000 plus participants on various data science and operational excellence concepts. He has executed 150 plus improvement projects and assisted 50 plus research projects. He was also awarded with Training Quality Excellence Award by ISTD and IQAC in August 2021. Some of the facts and figures of his organization are: assisted 50 plus research projects for statistical analysis, 3 plus MOUs with different institutes, 50,000 plus training man hours, 75% plus net promoter score, 26% of repeat participants ratio. He has been providing his services to some of the well-known companies like UPL, L&T, Dr. Reddy's, etc. As part of his hobby, he did diploma in dramatics from Performing Arts, Maharaja Sayaji Rao University. He also played a role in TV serial on Colors Gujarati and also played role in various plays such as Kabira Khada Bazar Mein, Bhuke Navik, Lal Pencil, and many more. As promised in our first anniversary celebration video, he is none other than Mr. Hiren Kakkad, CEO and founder of State Modeler. He has been running his organization for the last 3 years. Now, let me bring him on the screen. So, I welcome Hiren to our show, CandEx, and it's a very glad moment for us that you are here and you will talk about your experiential learnings. Welcome to the show, Hiren.
Thank you so much, Kartik, and it is a pleasure of mine to be here in the CandEx series of Experience Candles.
So I'll straight away move to some of the questions that we have. First is, when did you get that idea of moving from being an employee to an entrepreneur, and what's the reason behind that?
So, Kartik, I would like to share one story with you, and I probably had shared this story with almost all the participants when I'm conducting this training, and when there is especially youth, that is students are there. So, when I was working with one of the management consulting company, at that time I had to go to the client place where I have to go to the shop floor and find out the improvement opportunities and get it done through the team using various approaches like Six Sigma and all. So during my that one of the assignment, I was roaming around the shop floor with a coordinator, and at that time I have seen there is a 8-10 people who were sitting in the corner, like it is in the production floor, where one corner was there and there is some little office, small office was there. In that office, 8-10 people were working on some computers and all. So it was little bit curious to me. So I asked this coordinator that what these people are doing there. So coordinator replied that this is our data analysis department. Now data analysis is something which I love the most. So it actually invoked me to go into the further detail. So I asked him, can you take me there? I would like to visit that department. So he took me there, and there were 8-10 people were sitting there, and they were basically doing data entry kind of work. So they were having hard copy register, and then they were making some entry in some softwares, ERP or SAP, something like that. Now, it was, well organized. Like, there was one ringmaster who is, managing all this circus and all. So I asked him, like, it's wonderful setup. So what analysis that you are performing? So he mentioned that, sir, we are not performing any analysis here. We are just entering data and then it is used by the management. So perfectly fine. So I appreciate it and then I move away. After 1 week, I have got chance to attend their management meeting. Now, during that management meeting, there were almost 7 to 8 management people were, like, all the senior people were there, and they were discussing around the like strategy growth, and then how we can increase the production and how we can solve the customer problem and all those things. So they were all discussing about the growth of the organization, in short. And this meeting was around 2.5 hours of length. So during that particular meeting, they all were talking about all these serious topics, but nobody was using data at all. They all were hitting around the bush. That means they are talking with their experiences. They were talking with the intuition experience. Then this you can say all this feeling or gut feeling they're having. So that is little bit painful to me, because they are having plenty of data available with them from the process itself. They are having dedicated team, 8 to 10 people were entering data, and they were not using the data. So after 2.5 hours, it was merely some action items were there. So it is all around discussion, and then they just dispersed. So then I went to one of the management person that why are you not using this data that you are collecting from the shop floor, from the process? Then that management person has replied to me, Hiren, there is one problem with us. Actually, we are good at collecting the data because we can hire the people and we can do this, but we don't know which tool, or let's say how to analyze this data so that we can use them for the decision making. So that was the answer which actually invoked these ideas in, or you can say the seed that idea in my mind, and I was continuously thinking in that direction. Now this is only one story, but this I have observed in many organizations. They are having plenty of data, but they are not using it for the decision making. So I found there is a gap in the market for this, like data collection and use of data for the decision making. So there was a gap, and to bridge that gap with the idea that we are helping our client to convert their data into decision making, I continuously thought on that while I was doing job. And I just came to an idea that why not to bridge this gap by educating them or by helping them to convert their data into some decision making so that company can grow. So that is the basically idea or the motivation behind starting the state modelers.
I think that's a wonderful narration. I think many of our viewers would also take inspiration from what story that you have narrated. Now, coming back to the other question, because now you have been running this organization for almost more than 3 years, rather. So, how has been the journey till now? What kind of challenges that you faced, and how you navigated the same?
So, Karthik, it's a wonderful journey. I would say it's a kind of a roller coaster. So, if you had experienced roller coaster, then there are so many ups and downs are there, and that is quite obvious. It is everywhere in almost every business. So there is a ups and downs. Now, the thing is, like, when I started this company, it's on 1st of November 2019. So initially, I started tapping academic sector, because there some of the contexts were there. So initially, whenever somebody is starting the business, obviously they are going to the nearest content. So I started tapping some of the academic contexts and provided my services. And then I just was about to start tapping industries. So it is in the month of February or March, right? So I thought now coming month I'll be tapping the industry. And you hope you remember now, everyone is remember that at that time there was a lockdown.
Yeah.
So it was actually a downfall. So even immediately after starting of the company, within 5 months there was a lockdown. So during the lockdown, actually, it has basically turned into blessing in disguise, because I was able to conduct many online programs that we were not conducting previously. And basically, by conducting this online program, it remove the all geographical boundaries. So we started learning how to conduct these online programs and all those things. So in that, we collaborated with one of the companies in Mumbai, and we conducted some of the programs jointly. And then we almost during the like 1 year after lockdown, 1 year, every month we used to announce 4 to 5 programs which were on operational excellence or data science, like R, Python, then SPSS, Power BI, and all those things. So for 1 year, every month we were conducting 4 to 5 online programs. So basically, COVID actually turned into blessing for the state modeler. But yes, definitely there are several months in which the sales is on the peak, and some of the months are there where sales is at the down, like it is less than your salary, or you can say the half of your salary which you were earning when you were doing a job. So at that time, we have to keep ourselves motivated, and we have to patch up the gap in the coming month. So it's ups and downs were there, so that is a part of life only. So we have to be with ups and downs. So I'll give you one simple example. For example, if I narrate a song like zindagi ki yahi reet hai, haar ke baad hi jeet hai, right? So while you are listening to this, you will not enjoy that. But when I sing this zindagi ki yahi reet hai, now people start liking it. Why? Because it is not a straight line, it is actually ups and downs. So ups and downs are the part of life, and actually it gives rhythm to the life, right? So yeah, that is how our state modeler journey is going on.
I think that was a wonderful analogy, that song, that how you made it more rhythmic. So,
Right.
here coming back to another question, because you have had many ups and downs. So, obviously, you would have learned some, definitely learned some things out of this journey. So, any key lessons learned that you would like to share with our viewers?
Yes. So, there are several lessons, or I would say, I'll say, some of the bullet points that might be helpful to our viewers, those who are actually, aiming to have their own organization, or they want to go with the startup. First thing, you have to solve clients' problem. So don't promote your product or service, rather than, promote like how you can solve clients' problem. And for that, you have to be focused. Okay, that is the number one tip. You have to solve your client's problem. The second one is ups and downs are the part of life. So when you are, starting up your ideas, or you are just starting up your business, at that time, you have to be mentally ready that ups and downs are going to come. So there won't be anything as simple as we are thinking, or as simple as we are saying in movies and all. Okay, so we have to be mentally ready for that. And if you are not mentally ready for ups and downs, I would not suggest to go with that startup ideas and all. So first of all, we have to be mentally strong. Third thing, that whenever implement your idea and you just start up your business, customer service, that has to be on the priority. It should be on your top priority list. So customer is everything. So whenever customers need something, at that time you should be very much available to them. That is only the key to success. Okay. And the you can say the fourth point, that referencing or word of mouth, that is the oxygen for the crawling period. So crawling period is like when you have started your business, and you are not becoming, you haven't become famous yet. So in that period, your references, or let's say your existing client who are who are satisfied with you, they are referring you to somebody else. So that is going to give you a business. So these are the four tips I would like to give, or these are the key lessons which basically I learned during my state modeler's journey as an entrepreneur.
I think these are going to be amazing for the viewers as well, because I think your experiential learnings will definitely help others in terms of how to even start their entrepreneurial journey, or even for that matter, how to work as an employee as well. So, Hiren, I have another question, because I think in the introduction also I mentioned that you are providing your services to some of the well-known organizations like UPL, L&T, Dr. Reddy's. So, can you share a brief story of acquiring your first well-known client, and how could you add some of the well-known companies to your clientele?
Sure, Kartik. So, as I mentioned that, referencing and word of mouth, that is the key point. And the second key point is you have to always focus on the customer service. So let me tell you one another story that is a real story. So but during this COVID time, I was conducting training on R programming. So there was a 5 days batch which was open for all. So participants from different organization had participated into that. Now in that training batch, one of the participant was there whose father was working in UPL. So, he liked my training. He shared his experience with his father, and he also shown the material which we have provided to his father. And his father looked at the material and he mentioned that actually this guy is useful for us because we are actually struggling to, get our data cleaning and machine learning done through R in our company. So, can you connect me with Hiren? And then that person, that participant, connected me with his father, and then we had a meeting. We understood the requirement of each other, and then I suggested some customized approach for the training, and there we conducted 2 batches on R programming and the machine learning. So that was first, you can say, the industry client that we had acquired. Now here, see, when I was conducting these batches, at that time I was not having that expectation, or even I was not having any idea that I'm going to get this big client after conducting this training program. So at that time also my focus was to give maximum quality service to my clients. So all this 5 days batch of R that I conducted at that time also, the zeal or the quality that we were providing, that is equivalent to the quality that we are providing to our any industry client. So that is what actually you can say reverted into the benefit in terms of a big name or the big client.
No, so I think what you are emphasizing on is word of mouth. So the we when we focus on giving quality services to our clients, so it could be a training batch, right? But then it resulted for you as a client, as a corporate client, right? So that's
True,
amazing, I
true.
would say, right?
And
Now,
apart from this, Karthik,
yeah,
I would like to add also, like, it is not only that client, that is the, like, first entry. But after
yeah.
that, whatever big clients, whatever you are naming, that is all because of the, referencing or word of mouth that we have got.
Okay, so that's also icing on the cake, I would say. Like the word of mouth
Yeah,
has worked for you a lot, I would say. Yeah. So
right, right.
I think as you already experienced both working as an employee and also now you are the owner of State Modeler, uh, can you please let our viewers know that how can anyone practice entrepreneurship while working for an employer? So it may not, so he or she may not be an entrepreneur, but working with an organization and how they can practice entrepreneurship.
Yes, Karthik. So, whenever you are working as an employee, at that time, you have to own the responsibility. Now, what I mean to this, on responsibilities, nobody is, giving you the responsibility. Nobody is, actually pushing you, but you have to pull those things. Now, it is rightly said by, Sir Henry Ford that, quality is something when, it is something where what we have to do when nobody is looking. So if somebody is not monitoring you, then also you have to be serious about your work. You have to be dedicated about your work. So that is the first key thing if you are, planning to become an entrepreneur. Because when you become entrepreneur, nobody is going to push you. Nobody is going to, follow up you. You are only the person who is following up with yourself, right? So if you are having habit when some push is coming and at that time you become productive, that philosophy will not work when you want to become this entrepreneur. So first practice you have to make is you have to be very very serious, very very dedicated, and you have to own responsibilities of your current role. Even I would say up to the extent that you have to own the responsibility of your boss. So apart from your core, responsibility, just get some work done which your boss is currently doing, right? So that will actually help you to expand your horizon, right? And as I mentioned, like you have to motivate yourself continuously. So these are the key points I would like to share if anyone is thinking to go with the entrepreneurship ideas.
And Hiren, any key message for our viewers who might be thinking to start their journey as an entrepreneur, and currently they are working as an employer, or sorry, as an employee with an organization? So any key messages?
Sure, Kartik. I would like to give them a message that first of all, identify the gap in the market. Okay, so whatever you might be thinking, this product or this service will work. So first of all, just validate it. Whether is there any demand in the market or not. I met so many people. So recently I met with one of the person. So she had developed wonderful product. Now, uh, when I asked her that have you validated whether this is required in the market or not? So she said that yes, I have asked to all my close circle friends and they all appreciated this. I said that is not the validation what I'm talking about. Basically, you have to see whether your product is accepted by the market when commercial things are engaged. So when you are giving it for free, it might work, right? If you ask to your close friends, they are also appreciating because they want to motivate you, they don't want to demotivate you, right? So in that case, that is not, that validation will not work. So first of all, you have to identify the gap in the market, or you can say how your product or service can solve client's problem. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, so you have to solve your client's problem. So first of all, you have to look at how your product or service can solve client problem. Another thing is you have to avoid negativity and negative people. Now, what do I mean by that? So when I started this journey, at that time, many of my well-wishers who actually, they don't have any, bad intention to demotivate me, but they never tried anything, or they never, taken a risk. So they usually, like when I, put resign at that time, they, came to me and told me, Hiren, you have taken a wrong decision because you recently purchased a house, you had a, baby girl, your sister's education is now she is into higher education, and all those responsibilities are on your shoulder. How you are going to make this up if you are you're this single decision and you're not, let's say, getting client, or you're not getting success, then how you are going to survive? So that kind of concerns they showed to me. But what I have done, so instead of worrying with those words, I started I disconnected those contact with those people for few of the month. It was not like a breakup, but I just limited my contact with those people for a certain period of time. Now when I am sending messages about our success stories and all those things, at that time they are appreciating us, or especially me, very very in a good manner. So initially they are accepting, they are admitting that it was a wrong suggestion that I was giving you, that it was your wrong decision, but actually it was your right decision with the right time. Okay, so whenever you feel that some people are actually giving you a negative advice, or spreading the negativity, just disconnect with them for certain period of time, because that crawling period, as I was mentioning, that is very very crucial. Because if you are shaking your mind during that period, then definitely it is going to be very tough for you. Okay, so you have to continuously be motivated. Okay, and another thing, by that particular incident, I'm not saying that you just avoid all the calculations in your mind and just jump into a market with your idea. No, you also have to see your responsibilities, and your family survival and all those things. So by considering all those things, you have to take a decision. And once you have made the mind, after calculating all this risk and all those things, then you should not listen to those negativity. That is what I'm trying to make this. Otherwise, many people will say, like, Hiren has told this and now they are jumping with their idea in the market and they are getting failure. I don't want you to be fail, right? So all viewers, I don't want you to go fail when you are going to the market. Another thing is, you should discuss your ideas or your strategy with your mentor or like-minded people. Okay, so whenever you see, like, the people who are like you, and they are basically believing, thought bouncing or sharing the ideas and all those things, so you should always discuss with them your ideas, strategies, and all those things. So actually, they will give you such input which you might be actually missing out. So that is another thing that you should do. And you have to be ready to be doorman to chairman. So when you are starting up your business, At that time, you have to take responsibility of doorman. I would say, the peon. So if somebody is visiting your office or somebody is coming to meet you, at that time you have to offer a glass of water to him by yourself, and then you might be discussing on some certain high valued project also. So you are only the person who is actually serving the glass of water, as well as you are the person who is discussing high valued projects. So you have to be ready for that. And last thing, for almost like 2 to 3 years, you have to forget all the holidays, all the Sundays. Okay, so don't look at the watch, and you have to continuously work without looking at the clock, right? So you have to give at least 1,000 days to your business, to your ideas, to get success, to get succeed in that, right? So recently, as Karthik has mentioned, that we have completed 3 years, so we have completed this 1,000 days analogy. So it is usually said. So yeah, that is what the tips I would like to share to all the entrepreneur. Uh, I would say aspirant entrepreneurs.
I think, Hiren, you have summarized it very well and shared some of the very useful tips and guidelines. And I think this is the beauty of such discussions, where when we listen from the horse's mouth, then we get to know that what it takes to be an entrepreneur and what are the challenges, how you navigate through them. So I think this is the beauty of our CandEx series as well, where when we have such discussions with people who have experienced these things, it definitely helps our viewers as well. So I think thanks a lot for those guidelines which you shared just now. And last but not the least, we would like to definitely continue our discussions. Not now, may not be now, but in future in other sessions as well. But any specific books or videos or podcasts that you would like to recommend to our viewers, because that may help them?
Actually, Karthik, I'm fond of readings. So when somebody is giving me a book in the gift, it's more precious thing to me. So I would like to tell you that some of the books that might be useful to the entrepreneur, which I had read in the past. So those people who are working in the manufacturing environment, so I would like to recommend them to go with the book The Goal. Okay, so The Goal is written by Ilyahu M. Goldart, and it is based on the theory of constraint. So those people who are working in the shop floor, or they are into project management, it might be very useful. Actually, it is a when you are referring to this book, at that time you feel like you are reading a novel. Okay, so you'll not find it very technical, but you'll enjoy this, and it is wonderful book. That is number one. The second book I would like to refer is Business Etiquette by Sheetal Mehra Kakkar. Now, this book is all around those people who want to develop their etiquette, business etiquette, basically how to do email communication, how to wear clothes, how to use your hand gestures while you're meeting the people. So basically, it is all around the communication skill and all those things, which is verbal, non-verbal, and other etiquettes, which is required in a business. So especially who want to become trainer or consultant, that might be very useful to them. That is second book, and the third book I would like to refer is that is The Greatness Guide. That actually it was gifted to me by Mr. Shrikant Mehta, who was vice president at ABB at that time. So he has gifted me this book, and he told me that, Hiren, you just take any page of this book and start reading. You'll not realize that you are reading it from the middle, because it is divided into small chapters. And it was a wonderful, where 1 or 2 pages are there. Those people who are not habitual to reading long pages or long chapters, I would suggest them to start with this Greatness Guide by Robin Sharma, because it is having like 1 page or 2 page chapters. So immediately, if you are having 5 minutes of time, you can complete one chapter. And once you complete one chapter, actually it give you joy, because you have completed something. So whenever we are accomplish something, at that time it is boosting up our motivation to do it again and again. So to start with that, and other things are like Rich Dad Poor Dad, then Power of Subconscious Mind. These are all the books that I am recommending to aspirant this entrepreneurs. And about the videos, so I closely look at the Ankur Wariku's videos. It is all on personal productivity and how to be self-disciplined and how to manage our time effectively. So I watched his videos and shorts. I also did some of the course of him. And another motivation guru, like it's very, very popular, Sandeep Maheshwari ji. So you can also watch his video to, get motivated. So this motivation is very, very essential in the initial period. So whenever you are feeling down, because you are working alone, nobody is going to push you. So at that time, this might be, helpful to you. But again, you have to push yourself.
So, Hiren, I think that was a very good list in terms of your books and videos. And I think you have used the word motivation multiple times. So, even I still refer to our earlier discussions that you used to say, right? Motivation without action leads to frustration. So, I think that is also a good key message which the viewer should also take. So, only motivation won't help until you take the action as well. So, any closing comments on that line, Hiren?
True, true. So actually, when we see this motivation video at that time, our mental strength is going at the hike. Now this hike we have to encash. Basically, we have to convert them into action. Otherwise, only motivation will not take you anywhere. But motivation along with the action, that is going to accomplish something. Otherwise, it will be all motivation, and then after certain times, like next day or within 2 days, you'll be again feeling down. So whenever you are feeling highly motivated, just encash that moment, okay, by starting up your difficult task. So let me share you a tip. So whenever I feel that currently my energy is at the peak, that means you have a feeling like I can do anything right now. That kind of feeling whenever you are having, just take the toughest task in your list. So whatever task list you are having, take the toughest task, because your energy is at the peak and you are taking up toughest task. So you're actually you are you can say fighting with that task, and you'll be able to accomplish it because your energy is very, very high.
I think that was also a good tip, productivity hack, rather, I would say, that you just shared. So I think this was really an amazing and enriching discussion that we have had for the last 20-25 minutes. And I think we would like to continue having such discussions in future as well. So thanks a lot for accepting our invite for this session, and uh, let's see you again in the future. Thanks, Hiren. Thanks a lot for your time.
Welcome, Kartik. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.